Hey, today I want to show you how to get things done faster using AI productivity tips. Every day we hear how AI is going to shape the future, but what if I told you it's not about being futuristic, it's about reclaiming more of your time today, no matter what you've got to get done at work or in life. Time is our most valuable resource, yet somehow it feels like there is never enough of it and there's always more to do. I'm JB. I've spent over a decade optimizing workflows and training people in high-tech skills in the shortest time frames possible. I know what it takes to get things done on time, ahead of time. But testing AI over the last year and a half, I've been able to reduce that time in half or better. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 ways for you to reduce the time you spend on projects and tasks, even if you're just getting started with AI and have never used it to be productive before. Let's go. Let's start with one of the biggest time savers, cross-referencing research. When I was a product owner for Microsoft Teams and staff would ask questions such as, should I use this Microsoft product or should I use another tool that does the same thing? In big organizations, employees can waste a lot of time and energy just figuring out what's the right software to use. Often, they can get started with what they think is the right solution only to hit a wall and then have to start all over. Instead, you can save time and delegate that to ChatGPT. So here is ChatGPT and here is a prompt that I used. What are the pros and cons of using Microsoft Planner versus Monday.com for a project? And then I go ahead and put in the project parameters. It is a long-term milestone. It involves internal staff with external collaborators, and what they're doing is producing an event off-site. So this is what ChatGPT replies with. It gives you the pros for your specific inquiry. It gives you the cons, and then it does the same thing with Monday.com. You can see what is being automated here. You are still the main person who has to read, review, and verify all of this information. But the legwork of finding resources, scanning documents, putting it all into a list or a spreadsheet, all of that has been automated for you and is going to save you time. Just don't fall into the trap of thinking that your work is now done. Instead, you've saved time on these tasks, but you have not eliminated the time it takes to do this request. So what you have is a faster pathway to decision making. Now, this can also work in your personal life. I've used the same pros and cons prompt to compare products, to review places that I hope to visit, even to get started on conversations with family and friends. Now that's a great segue to AI time-saving tip number 2, developing meeting outlines. We've all been in those meetings that can go off track because there's no clear agenda, or maybe it is the wrong agenda. With AI, you can generate a structured meeting outline or draft talking points in seconds. For work, that's a no-brainer. But when you have a big, important conversation with a loved one, A, you want to be intentional. B, you want to land certain things to get your point across. In any relationship, work or personal, the key to communication is knowing how you want to be understood and making sure that comes across correctly. In personal relationships, people get this wrong every single day. So here's an example prompt. Help me outline talking points for a conversation with my wife about where we want to spend the holidays, considering their desire to spend it with their family, we rotate family members, and my desire to travel. From there, you should add more details and even clarify with additional prompts so you can get closer to what you're trying to do. You can even role play with AI. So here is the response. You've got openers, you've got acknowledging their perspective and then sharing your perspective. Then you can explore a compromise and creative solutions. You can plan for fairness. You can affirm your commitment. And there's even some bonus tips here. What chatbots cannot do is prepare for the conversation. That part is still up to you, but you still have to practice what to say, what's going to work best for your relationship, and make it fit your situation as best as possible. So we're going to jump to one of my favorite time-saving hacks using AI tools. Whether it's a long report, a meeting transcript, or an article, AI can extract the key points very fast. What you do is add a source using this add button, and then you can have a chat about that source, and you can even create content and notes and study guides based on the sources. Let's take a look at how this works. And the first thing you want to do is add a source, right? So let's say you are learning about the accessible design standards from ada.gov. What you can do is actually put a link in here. I'm going to paste this URL and insert. So there you go. You've got one source, and now you've got a chat conversation that you can ask questions or summarize or key points or get whatever information you want from this source. You can also do a deep dive conversation with two hosts. This is really cool. It actually turns this content into a podcast that you can then listen to and get some of the pros and cons and information. Imagine the hours you'll save not having to read every line of a website or watch a video on 2x speed. Even with Gen AI, you can just get the important facts that you need to make decisions. AI time-saving tip number 4. Visual mock-ups of solutions. Sometimes explaining an idea is hard without visuals. So AI, in this case ChatGPT, can create mock-ups for you in seconds. Let's take another life task example. I recently learned I could use wire and fiberglass to make a motorcycle muffler quieter. Now, I am not a mechanic, but I am pretty handy, so I realized not only could I save a bunch of time, I could save money on hiring a mechanic in this situation. Here is an example prompt. What are the steps and tools to wrapping my motorcycle muffler baffles with fiberglass packing? So, of course, what is going to happen is you're going to get some written context about those steps. It's going to get into the tools and materials. It's going to go step by step to let you know what you need to do. But I needed to see pictures. With the chatbot, we can continue to ask it more details about this very topic. So here it asks me, would I like a printable checklist? Actually, what I would like is show me a diagram of the finished baffle wrapped with fiberglass. I am using a quiet thunder conical shaped baffle. So the chatbot is now creating that visual to give a better sense of the result of these steps. So this is where we go from having tips written down step by step to having a visual. So we can take this a step further. We have our general diagram here. What if we wanted a photorealistic 3D image? Let's just ask for it. So this is a great time saver for folks who are doing physical work or creative work. This works for presentations, client pitches, or even just brainstorming your own ideas. ChatGPT is not the only tool that can give you great visuals for these types of things. What you want to do is locate those ideal platforms that will give you the types of images that you want. I'll have some resources down in the description. The real way to save time here is by being savvy using AI to get visual mockups and drafts to get a sense of where you're going next. And so here you have, after about 30 seconds or so, you've got this rendering of that model. It could be better, but this does give you a sense of where you want to go and what it could look like. Our fifth and last AI time saver is helping others with questions. Many people don't use any technology to its full potential, and AI is going to be no different. That will always give the tech savvy among us an advantage and a role in using AI to solve issues for others faster, whether you're coaching a team, mentoring someone, or just solving problems for friends. You can quickly provide answers with AI. AI tools can be a powerful time saver and make you look like a hero. Even when you know the answer, writing everything down in an email or stopping what you're doing or thinking about to talk to someone or give someone else guidance can take up your time. So here, not only do you save time, but you enhance your credibility as a problem solver. For example, can Microsoft Teams or Microsoft 365 help me create web surveys that I can share with staff? The chatbot, in this case ChatGPT, will give you a list of content and information that you can go ahead and edit before you share, or you can actually talk through these things, because now instead of thinking about what you want to talk about, you have a draft for the conversation that you want to have with your clients or coworkers. This is meant to save you time, not eliminate the time. You want to look through these. You want to make sure that this is appropriate for your work environment, because every environment is set up differently with different access to different applications. And you know that. The chat tool doesn't know that, of course, unless you're using a tool that's connected to your internal work ecosystem. This is what that information will look like for any type of question. If this doesn't give you the type of information you're looking for, you can continue the conversation and optimize it for the information that is going to best suit your needs. These are just a few of the AI productivity tips that have saved me hours, and I know it can do the same for you. If you found value in this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and please share this with someone who is getting started with AI. Go ahead down in the comments, let us know which productivity tips you are using with AI to get things done faster at work or in your personal life. Thanks for watching. As always, keep learning, keep growing.